that, I would like to bring up my esteemed colleague, John Payton, the head of the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, the law firm of Thurgood Marshall.
Thank you, Ben. I'm going to be quite brief. The NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund is the first civil rights law firm in this country. And I think it remains the finest civil rights law firm, human rights law firm. And, for much of our existence, we were actually a part of the NAACP. 50 years ago, we became separate organizations, but I think everybody knows we work very closely together to make this a country that pays attention to its own governing documents, the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendments, and to make us achieve equal justice and racial justice and a better democracy. And we've done some tremendous things to do that. On the historical note, I just want to make a comment on the 100th anniversary. And the comment is to think of it this way. When the NAACP was founded 100 years ago, most of the people in this room had very few, if any, rights at all. No voting rights, no right to actually aspire to a job, relegated to inferior schools, and relegated to inferior housing. And no laws out there that said otherwise. In fact, the laws obligated those things to happen the way I just described. So here's the question that I reflect on in thinking back on this. What would we look like as a country if we had not had an NAACP? What would we look like? And the answer is nothing like this. Nothing like this.
Yes.
The Legal Defense Fund, together, we've accomplished a lot of really important things. Everyone knows about Brown. Where would we be if we didn't have Brown? In the middle of the 1960s, after the Legal Defense Fund had done a lot of work for all minorities that made this a better democracy, we actually went to the Ford Foundation and suggested that they should help create a Mexican-American legal defense fund. And that happened. And out of that came a whole series of legal defense funds, including Pearl Death. Pearl Death is in our building right now. Cesar Perales, who is here, is in our building right now. Pearl Death is a legal defense fund in the spirit that I just described, working hard to make us the democracy that we ought to be and to make us a better country. And Pearl Death and LDF and the other LDFs, I think, have achieved remarkable things in making this a better democracy and a better country. One of the things that ought to commend Judge Sonia Sotomayor to everyone is her service on Pearl Death's board. Okay? To the contrary, from Senator Sessions and others, that, like Thurgood Marshall's service as the head of LDF, commends him to how we see his view of the country. Her service on Pearl Death's board, which is a sensational organization, doing sensational cases, often with us, but always making us a better country, ought to be seen as something everyone in this country ought to be proud of. Judge Sotomayor is one of the most qualified candidates ever to be nominated. I just described her and leave the her and the Puerto Rican out. And I said, she went to Princeton and she graduated summa cum laude. And she won the award given to the student with the highest academic achievement at Princeton. And then she went to Yale Law School and she was on the law review. And she went from Yale Law School to work for District Attorney Morgenthau. And she then went into private practice for a little while. And then she was nominated to be a district judge on the Federal District Court. And she did so well, she was then nominated to win the second term. I say, oh, and two other things you ought to know. She's a woman, and she's a Latina. You say, well, And the reflection of the past leads to what Ben was saying about the future. It has been a very long, difficult struggle, okay, to achieve what has been achieved so far. But we have so much more to achieve. And, you know, let's not let the past misguide us about what still has to be done. So I congratulate the NAACP, and thank you, Ben, for asking me to be here.
Next, I would ask Cesar Perales, whose daughter taught me a whole lot when I was an organizer in Harlem at age 20 years old, to come up and speak.
Thank you very much. I'm going to be just a moment. I'm here to give thanks, and I'm here to congratulate the NAACP on its 100th anniversary. I give thanks because, as John Payton pointed out, today the NAACP stands next to us and is standing with us in our efforts to ensure that Sonia Sotomayor is confirmed this coming week. But more importantly, I want to thank this organization, the home of Charles Hampton Houston, the home of Thurgood Marshall, for inspiring our organization. Today known as Latino Justice Pearl Death, at the time that Judge Sotomayor served on our board, it was the Puerto Rican Legal Defense and Education Fund. If we have done anything, it has been to try to follow the direction and the leadership that the NAACP has provided to this nation over the years. We too have sought justice, we too have sought equality, but we would not have done it had you not opened the way. So I come to congratulate you on behalf of Latino Justice, with its board of directors of diverse Latino nationalities, and I come to thank you again for all you've done and will continue to do. And I hope you continue to stand with us enthusiastically this coming week when Judge Sotomayor goes before the United States Senate. Thank you very much.